I'm Alex Charfen, and this is the Momentum Podcast, made for empire builders, game changers, trailblazers, shot takers, record breakers, world makers, and creators of all kinds. Those among us who can't turn it off and don't know why anyone would want to. We challenge complacency, destroy apathy, and we are obsessed with creating momentum so we can roll over bureaucracy and make our greatest contribution. Sure, we pay attention to their rules, but only so that we can bend them, break them, then rewrite them around our own will. We don't accept our destiny, we define it. We don't understand defeat because you only lose if you stop, and we don't know how. While the rest of the world strives for average and clings desperately to the status quo, we are the minority, the few, who are willing to hallucinate there could be a better future, and instead of just daydreaming of what could be, we endure the vulnerability and exposure it takes to make it real. We are the evolutionary hunters, clearly the most important people in the world, because entrepreneurs are the only source of consistent, positive human evolution, and we always will be. Daily Huddle for daily momentum. I'm up in Boise, and we just wrapped up 2 days of the 2 Comma Club X training for team building and legacy, and it was an absolute ball. And part of what I taught over the last 2 days was our cadence. And tonight I have this rare opportunity to talk to one of our clients and one of my closest friends in business and really in the world, Emily Hirsh. And Emily runs Hirsh Marketing, a Facebook ads agency that is exploding, growing like crazy, helping some of the most important influencers, really the most important influencers out there, grow their businesses by attracting the right people, the right leads consistently that convert. And there's a reason. Emily's driving her business and growing it through a high level of process and structure and discipline, just like we show people to. And part of that process and structure and discipline that she's using now is a daily huddle. And Emily, when you first started thinking about a daily huddle, this was not something that you were really excited about. In fact, what were your thoughts on this meeting where you'd get all of your team together on a daily basis to talk?
Basically, I thought that I was not going to do it. That's what I thought is first. I was like, well, I'll just implement some of Alex's content, but not the daily huddle because that's too much. So the one specific thing after implementing almost all your content that I messaged you, voxed you, was why would my team care about hearing about this every day? So I was super anti it at first. And I literally thought that I just wouldn't ever do it. And that I didn't have the right team for it and that they wouldn't care, and that because I was a service-based business that it wasn't relevant to me. So I was definitely fighting it.
Well, and the Daily Huddle is this meeting where we get our team together, we share metrics, we share information, we call people out for accolades, like who got caught being awesome, and then we talk about critical issues. So it's a meeting that's very repetitive. And part of what you said was, Alex, why would people want to sit through the same meeting every day? Well, how long have you been doing a Daily Huddle now?
Let's see, probably 7.5 months now that we've been doing it. Yeah.
So does your team want to be in the huddle every day?
Yeah, I think they would really, honestly, at this point, feel lost without it because it's such a part of our routine. And anyone new who's come on, they just, we just do the huddle. So they absolutely want to be a part of it. They do it when I'm gone, like this week, too.
So you were telling me earlier that now you're not only in one daily huddle, you have 2, but in your company, there's actually 3. You had another department that said, we want a daily huddle as well. And so they're doing it.
Yeah. So I have the team huddle, which is Alex's structure, which is my entire team. And then because I'm set up as a service business with a lot of ads managers, we have a separate ads manager huddle that's more client specific information for the day. And then just recently in the last month, another department that manages our funnel building for our clients came to me and was like, Emily, we think we need a daily huddle like you guys do for the ads manager. So I was like, sure. And so they do it all, initiated it all on their own. And, those are salary employees too. And it's like, they just wanted to take the time to do the huddle. And they saw, I think, the benefit that it was doing for my ads team, that they needed to do that. And actually it was like their way of correcting like some mistakes that had fallen through the cracks between their communication. And my head of that team was like, we need to do a daily huddle. And so they do one now too, all on their own. I've never gone to one, but she runs it.
So at first you thought your team wouldn't want the huddle. You certainly didn't think you needed the huddle. What does it do for you now? Now that you've been doing it for 7 months, What type of benefit have you gotten from having a daily huddle in your company?
I mean, so many. I think one, I thought I didn't want the structure, but I actually do. And I think like having a virtual team of right currently we're at 21 people, it's like essential that you do that because it connects everybody. It's a connection, it's accountability to show up, everybody show up on video and be there. And so there's that. And then also, as I've stepped more and more out of the day to day of the business, it's still a way for me to be connected. Like I stay through both huddles for the ads team too. So I feel like I know what's going on and that's like all I need to see some days and that's enough. So there's that. And then I think as most people point out, if you talk to any of Alex's clients, the Who's Caught Being Awesome slide and that we have in there where we call out the team members is really great. And it's like super rewarding for me when I hear, I don't really do shout out. Like I do shout outs, but it's not like I don't go first. I have the team do it. And there's sometimes where there's like 8 before I can even get a word in. And so they're all like shouting each other out and it's great.
So now you went from a meeting you thought would be repetitive. It sounds like for you, it's actually become inspirational.
Yeah, it definitely has. It's inspirational. It's like, I don't know, grounding for the team, especially like I can't emphasize that enough. A lot of people ask me, how do you run a virtual team with that many people? And like, know what they're doing or keep everybody connected. And my answer is like your systems, the cadence. And the daily huddle is that for sure. Like it connects the whole team and everyone's in different time zones. So that's not an excuse. So some of the people it is in the middle of the day, but for me it's off my morning because I'm in the latest time zone, but it's definitely inspirational and it just makes me feel like I'm just enough in the loop of the business that if that's all I did for the day, at least I have an idea of what's going on. And when I'm on vacation, I don't do it and the team still does it. And sometimes I'll get a Voxer update after from my assistant telling me anything I needed to know from the huddle, but it's just a really streamlined way to communicate with your team and it's not the waste of time that you feel like it's going to be in the beginning. It's like I think us entrepreneurs are like, no, I don't want to commit to anything like that. Like this is not why I did this, which is how I felt about meetings. Is like I don't want to have any commitment, and because like this is why I'm an entrepreneur, but it's for the team. And like I don't have to be there. I want to be there. I'm choosing to be there. Like I don't run my huddles. I don't have to show up, but I choose to.
So one of the things I share with entrepreneurs is if you're willing to put a daily huddle into your business, the gotta minutes, the interruptions, the breaks in your momentum during the day because your team needs something will go down dramatically. Have you found that's happened?
Oh yeah. I mean, I could probably like count on a huddle how many mini decisions are decided and it's like got to be like 20 between my 2 huddles that would save at least a couple hours of time of the back and forth. So yeah, like it absolutely, not just for me, but also my managers. Like I'm thinking about our ad specific funnel. There's a lot of like really fast client questions that would take 5 or 10 minutes every question throughout the day that are being answered in like 30 seconds. Or if I feel like I need to jump in on a bigger issue, then I can. So it's almost like for my service business, like we made more huddles because we needed it so bad when I thought we didn't need it at all.
And what's so awesome is you're running a $1 million plus company. You're running ads for some of the biggest influencers really on the planet, like arguably some of the most important people in our industry in coaching and information products. And you're one of my most fascinating clients because you do all of it from 9 to 3? Because you have kids, and so you're working what most entrepreneurs would call part-time, yet the business is exploding, it's growing, you've grown your team by 50% in the last 6 or 7 months. Do you attribute that to the cadence, the systems, the huddle?
Yeah, I mean, the whole system for sure. My business has almost doubled, I think doubled since working, definitely client load and stuff doubled since working with you. I started in January, and I work less. And like, I choose to work on more like creative things in the business and things that I really enjoy. When before it was like I had to work on these, like tactical things. So absolutely has all the structure, but not only for me, but like when I think about my team and the people I've brought into the management, like they wouldn't have been able to be successful without the system already being in place. And when I also found like the operations person in my company, like she loves the system, that's like, she makes sure it's all in place and she follows it to a T. And I think if I would have brought those people in without anything like that, it would have just been like a nightmare. I wouldn't have felt the support that I thought I was going to feel when I hired those positions.
So, Emily, one of the things that entrepreneurs are so scared of or worried about or have a hard time with is expanding the team and feeling like it's additional pressure and it gets harder. And what has it been like for you expanding your team, but in a situation where they have a cadence, they have a structure? Has it felt like things get harder, or is it hiring the people actually making your life easier?
It's definitely making my life easier. I mean, I feel like I honestly, like when I look at my peers, people who have tried to grow agencies, and I've told this to Alex, don't grow them because they can't do the team part. Like literally, it's not rocket science to run ads, but it's really hard to grow a team in this industry and be able to serve, we have 57 clients right now on our roster, serve that many people, have the eyes on their accounts. And I'm talking like, we managed $370,000 of ad spend last month. So it's definitely like, yeah, made it so I could do that. I don't think I would be able to do it. It would be a nightmare without the systems for sure.
So you managed $370,000 in ad spend last month. What was the return on that investment for your clients?
1.2 million was how much revenue we made for the clients. So that's, yeah.
4-to-1.
Yeah.
So you're managing millions of dollars for your clients. Your team's doing most of that. And you shared today in the class with Russell that you're in a position where you're going to elevate now to where you're not even directly connected to your ads managers. You've got people who are going to start running the ads manager or working with the ads managers for you. So how much has having a structure made it easier for you to see where to hire people, how to elevate yourself and the activities that you're doing in the business?
I mean, it's made it possible. Like before, I just didn't even know who to hire or what they were going to do. It's just like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. Hurry, come and help me. It was a nightmare. I mean, we didn't even share that. Like I'm not even joking. I had team members who I hired via Facebook Messenger. I'm like embarrassed to say this, and didn't talk to them for 6 months on a Zoom call. Like it was all, I was like, well, they're a virtual team member, so I don't need to get on a call.
So I'm going to virtually manage them.
And that was a year ago. That's what my life was like. So yeah, so having the structure has not only made it easier, it's made it actually possible for me to grow my team. I mean, when I started working with Alex, I had one ads manager who was completely overloaded, and that was great. Like that was where I needed to be then in my business to learn how, like, I remember when I hired her and I was like, I'll never have a full-time employee. That's crazy. I literally said that. I
remember.
I can't afford this. And now I have 9 ads managers and they're all full-time. And so it's not only made it possible, but it's made it so that it's successful, and it wouldn't be without the systems. I wouldn't have grown. I would have just totally plateaued, because you can only grow so big, like on your own like that.
So, Emily, on a monthly basis, you publish the Hirsh Marketing Report, where you share very transparently how much you guys are running in ads, what type of ads are working, what you share what the return on the ad investment is. How can somebody get that report? Because I wait for it each month. In fact, I think this month I was like, hey, where's my marketing report?
Check your email, which you never. Alex is so good; he doesn't read his email because he's got it managed for him. So, it's on the homepage of my website, emilyhirsh.com, and you can sign up to get it. And we send it out at the beginning of every month.
And if somebody gets it, what can they expect to see in there?
So in the report, we do how much ad spend we managed, how much profit our clients made, what is and isn't working. We also show you like the best converting ad on our roster, the top. We show you both the least expensive lead and the most expensive. So we're totally transparent. Like we had a $20 cost per lead, because that's going to happen when you're testing. So we show you that. And then I do a pretty in-depth of like new Facebook updates. So I like look at what Facebook has rolled out and tell you what that is and what that means, relevant to our industry.
So, Emily, you said running Facebook ads isn't rocket science. However, you are running Facebook ads for a lot of known quantities, for people who have huge names. And you did 1.2 million in sales this month, but there's been months where your ad spend has resulted in millions and millions of dollars, over $10 million in one month. So what is it that you're doing that is different? Like, what is that unique difference that gets you those massive results?
Well, we have the Hirsh process, which you helped me kind of pull out of me, which is how I look at marketing. And I think really a combination of what makes everything successful is like amazing creative is a huge part of marketing. And then our kind of like secret sauce is how we do retargeting and how we look at how you market to people from a connection standpoint versus just putting out spammy looking ads that'll never convert. And then also looking at each business uniquely, because like marketing to business versus business to consumer is totally different. And you have to make sure that your marketing plan makes sense and you're not cookie cuttering it. So I think those are the main things that make us different and successful. And then honestly, and I say this over and over, is my team. My team, like I would be nothing without them. I mean, my team is why I'm successful, because I have an amazing copywriter doing what she loves, an amazing designer doing what he loves, and ads managers who've been trained and they love what they do. And they build these relationships with their clients. They get on, they do their client strategy calls and they're friends with their clients. And it's like, I mean, that's why I'm success. That's why I've been able to work with these big clients, is because on a large capacity, I can handle that much ad spend that one person couldn't even do a fraction of it.
I remember when you told me, I don't know that I'll ever have a full-time employee. And I immediately said, like, Emily, I want you to never think that again, because we're not going to limit your business that way. And I remember telling you, like, you won't realize how much confidence you can have walking into a room until there's a team of full-time employees backing you up that have your back, understand your systems, know what you're doing, and can really make you look good. Recently, you've started doing a lot more speaking and going out and sharing the Hirsh process and blowing audiences away. Do you feel like when you walk into the room, you have more confidence because you have a team behind you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, because I know that my business wasn't sustainable when it was just me. Like, I was able to be successful, sure, and I was, doing well at six figures, not all by myself at six figures, but no ads manager, which no structure there. But it wasn't sustainable eventually. And I was just talking to somebody about this today, actually. Like, eventually you're going to start, things will slip through the cracks, and then your reputation. And then, like, that's so absolutely, I feel confident in our services. And I'm able to get on the phone and say, like, look, no other agency can do a better job than us. And I know that because of my team, not because of me, because of my team.
Yeah, it's amazing to have that level of confidence. So if any of you are listening right now and you're thinking, man, I'd like to work with Emily, I agree with you. Emily runs all of our ads. She runs ads for a lot of my friends, and there's a reason. We all work with Emily because of the team, but also because of the results. And the Hirsh process, combined with having a really incredible team and combined with Emily's specific genius of putting together the systems and processes within her company that have duplicated her efforts over and over again, are getting people incredible results. So if somebody wants to work with you, Emily, what should they do?
Well, if you go to my website, emilyhirsh.com, you can book in a call with our team, or you can go to emilyhirsh.com/consult and book in a call there. And that's the best way to learn about us.
Awesome. Emily's last name is spelled Hirsh. There's no C.
Yeah,
I always add a C. So it's EMILYHIRSH.com. And if you are running Facebook ads, if you're an expert, an author, a speaker, somebody who's influencing out there, if you're not working with Emily, you should at least be talking to her, and at the very minimum, getting the Hirsh Marketing Report. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.